Hello guys, how are you? So in today's session, we are going to talk about the applications of logistic regression. So there are many applications, real world applications for this logistic regressions, and we are going to talk about some of these applications for this logistic regression. And I can't cover all of these applications, so I can tell you that you just do some do some research and development on this applications of logistic regression, and I will tell you some important applications for this logistic regressions in real world. So let's start with this logistic regression. Logistic regression is a machine learning method used to in the classification problem when you need to distinguish one class from another. So basically, logistic regression is a machine learning method which is used for classification problem when you have to distinguish between the classes. The simplest case is a binary classification. This is like a question that we can answer with either yes or no. We only have two classes, a positive class and negative class. Usually, a positive class points the presence of some entity, while negative class points to the absence of it. So basically, in logistic regression, we have two class. We can say yes or no, one and zero, positive class or a negative class. And in this case, we need to predict a single value. The probability that entity is present. To do so, it will be good for us to have a function that maps any real value to value in the interval between 0 and 1. So when we give the value, so when we provide any value, we get an output in between the 0 and 1. So by using this logistic regression, we get the output in between 0 and 1. So this is how our logistic regression looks like. We have a S curve or sigmoid curve. So so you can provide any value. It will get in between the range of 0 and 1, not exactly 1 and not exactly 0, slightly greater than 0 and slightly less than 1. In between that, the value can be anything. So this is how logistic regression looks like. Now I'm going to tell you about five real world cases where logistic regression was effectively used. And credit card scoring. For credit card scoring, ID Finance is a finance company that makes predictive model for credit card scoring, and they needs their models to be entirely interpretable. They can be asked by a regulator about a certain decision at any moment. Like any moment, they have to ask about a certain decision that they take or not. For logistic regression, it is easy to find out which variables affect the final result of predictions more and which ones less. At the final step, they can be export prediction results to an Excel file, and analytic, even without technical skills, can get insights from this data. So at last, logistic regression is widely used in credit card scoring, and it shows remarkable results. So basically, in credit card scoring, this logistic regression perform a major role where it can be used to find out that which decisions are very effective, which decisions are less effective, which decisions should we have to take. And it is helps to export the predictions to an Excel files, and without having any technical skills, we can use those insights from this data. We can use those insights, so that we can use those insights to get an estimate that how do we have to perform. Next is like medicine. Medical information is gathered in such a way that when a research group studies a biological molecule and its properties, they publish a paper about it. So whenever any medical or whenever any research group studies about a molecule, they get to know about something new. They get to know about a something new molecule or something new in biological terms. They publish a paper about it. Thus there is a huge amount of medical data about various compounds, but they are not combined into a single database. So therefore there are a lot a huge amount of medical data, because many persons are in research and they publish more and more paper every day by day. So here we have huge amount of data for medical data about various compounds, and they all are not combined into a single database. Company that develops express blood test kits, its goal is to identify diseases that are affected by genes such as oncology diseases. And the company entered into an agreement with Microsoft to develop an algorithm to identify the relationship between certain RNA and genes. So logistic regression is well suited for this data type when we need to predict a binary answer. So basically in medicine, in medical things, we need an answer in by yes or no. So so also in medical things, in medicine, this logistic regression perform a major role in that. And next comes is text editing. As we talked about texts, it is worth mentioning that logistic regression is a popular choice in many natural language processing tasks. So in many natural language processing tasks, this logistic regression is also very preferable. First, the text is preprocessing is performed, then features are extracted, and finally logistic regression is used to make some claim about a text fragment. And then we extract some features, and then by applying the preprocessing of the text information, we apply the logistic regression to claim about a text fragment. Toxic speech detection, topic classification for questions to support, and email sorting are examples where logistic regression shows good results. It showed a few errors, and these were mainly the same errors that human can make in such a situation. So while we have to detect a toxic speech detection, like if we have a speech and we have to identify this speech is toxic or not, or we have to classify the some topics, or we have to sort the emails. At that task of the natural language, we use we can use this logistic regression to classify the problems, and here it performs very well. And sometimes it do some errors, and that errors are acceptable because that error were also done by humans. So this logistic regression is also good for the text editing. There were very few easy human readable errors, and logistic regression showed excellent result in this task, and a lot of texts were automatically transformed by using this method. So in editing, this logistic regression is also used and plays a important role in that. So next comes is hotel booking. Hotel booking.com has a lot of machine learning methods literally everywhere on the site. So when you open any hotel booking site, there were a lot of machine learning methods which were executing behind that site. They try to predict users intention and recognize entities, where you will go, where do you prefer to stop, where are you planning to do. So when you are go to a when you go to the hotel booking website, you go and try to search about some places, you try to search about the days, how many days do you stay, and where you are planning to go. So according to that data, the hotel booking website show you the best data according to them, which were used by you. Means that if you are planning to go to Goa and you want to stay about 3 days on Goa, then they were show you hotels in Goa, and also they were show you some plans which were related to 3 days, like 3 day plan for a hotel, and if there any discount or something, any like like offer is came, then they will show you about there is 4 day offer, or there is also 5 day offer. If you are accommodating for 3 days, you can also accommodate for 5 days in in the amount of 3 days. So they were use these machine learning algorithms behind. Some predictions are made even if user didn't type anything in the line yet. So some predictions are already made on the basis of your prior data. Like if you have just search about Goa, then you search about Jammu and Kashmir, then you can just search about Nainital, some uh, states in the India only. Then they will show you the states of the vacations of the India only, not the outside. And if you are just the and if you are just check out the states of like New York, Europe, Australia, then they will show you the foreign countries hotel booking, so that it is all based on your prior data, prior searching experience. No one can build a huge and complex system with various machine learning algorithms from scratch. So no, the booking sites, no one of hotel booking sites make machine learning models from the scratch and build everything from the starting point. They have accumulated some statistics and create some simple models as the first steps. So they basically use the statistics and create some simple models which were easy to handle and easy to make, and they were not going into some complex and high uh, highly complex machine learning algorithm. So that's all about the hotel booking. And next comes is gaming. Speed is one of the advantages of logistic regression, and it is extremely useful in the gaming industry because, as you all know, in the gaming, speed is the major factor. If speed is very slow of your computer, and if the speed is very slow, then you don't like the game. So that's why speed is the major thing in the gaming. And speed is also one of the advantages of logistic regression, because logistic regression predicts everything very fast. It don't takes much time to predict a class, to predict something. Speed is very important in a game. As I told you, very popular today are the games where you can use in-game purchases to improve the gaming qualities of your character and for fancy appearance and communication with other players. So when you are playing some games and all, so you can see that in-game purchases are available. Like you can buy that, like if there is a shooting game, then you can buy some premium guns by doing the purchases from the by doing some in-game purchases, or you can buy some outfits for your character in a game by in-game purchases. So both the description and the preferences of other users can be used as in feature logistic regression. So both the description and preferences of other users, like other users preference and descriptions, are also used. And if you are thinking like why in game purchases point is came up in this logistic regression part, it is because like when you are executing the in-game purchases, when you are just purchased and give your money from the game, so that part should be go on very fast. It don't take very much time, as if it takes a long time, it maybe it will get roll back or something, any problem comes up. So that's why it is preferable to done the purchases in less time. So due to this time effect, we use the logistic regression. You only need to transform them into a similar format or and normalize. So while you are predicting something by using the logistic regression, you have to make the test data set as like train data set. Like if you do 10 operations, or if you do some operations on training data sets to train your model from that training data, you also have to do same operations on your test set. Like You just normalize your training data and start training your model from that training data. So you also have to normalize your test data to get the best prediction, to get the prediction from the model. Logistic regression will work fast and show good results. So basically, logistic regression is very fast machine learning algorithm, and it also shows very good results, and it is very good algorithm for solving the classification problem tasks. And that's all for the applications of the logistic regressions. These are the five applications like gaming, hotel booking, text editing, medicine, credit scoring, and there are other also, but these are very important applications of logistic regression. And these are the five real world cases where the logistic regressions was effectively used. And I also tell you about a basic intuition about what is logistic regression, and these are all the applications of logistic regression. And it is also not capable for me that I will tell you all every each applications of logistic regression. You just have to do research on your own that all what are the other applications of this logistic regressions and how you can implement the logistic regressions in the real world. So that's all about the applications of real world. And thank you, bye bye, take care, stay motivated and keep learning.